enjoy media days?
Oh yeah, enjoying it. I mean, it's a blessing come true.
Yeah. You know, you guys came really close last year. Talk about that experience. Does losing that weight to Alabama, does that, I don't know, does that just kind of like motivate you even more, or you just, how does that work with you guys?
Well, as a team, we're not using that as motivation or any type of fuel. We're just trying to build off of it. We know that, all right, we could have done better, we could have did this better, but we're going in this season, this offseason, just working hard to try to be the best Georgia Bulldogs we can be.
How long did it take to get over that?
I mean, for any true competitor, it'll take some time, but you can't dwell on the past. You always got to look forward to the future, and that's what we're doing.
Terry, seeing a guy like Nicole make the position change for defensive offense, and had the year he had last year again, how do you kind of bring him along since you know him pretty well and that kind of thing?
I mean, it's awesome to see a guy transition from defense to offense and do what he's done. I mean, it's amazing. But you also got those nicks that you got to, you know, kind of crank out, and this is what he's still doing at this time. But I mean, it's amazing to see a guy with that much talent being able to showcase his ability.
Terry, what was Justin in spring practice? What did Justin excel at? And like any freshman, the guy needs some work. Where do you think he's got to go back to the and work on the most that's coming on this?
I mean, he excelled at everything. I mean, he's out there getting better each and every day, and he came and showed why he was highly recruited and why he was the top guy. But the thing he can work on, I mean, is everybody can work on something. You never know, like, what it is that, well, me personally, I never know what he can work on, but he knows for himself that he can put more time into this or more time into watching film or, you know, getting the timing down with the other receivers that he doesn't throw to as much. But, I mean, those could be some things that he can work on.
And also, do you think Jake's going to have a real strong benefit of having the spring as a starter rather than get thrust into the situation he did last year?
I mean, just him coming off that season that he had, I mean, there was kind of motivation to him to get better. So he took this spring and taking this summer as an opportunity to better himself and better our team as well.
Has he stepped up as a leader now that, you know, Sonny and Nick are gone?
I mean, all the older guys, the seniors, juniors, including him, we're stepping up trying to lead this team to the right direction because we know what it takes to get there and the steps that we have to take to get there as well.
Terry, you talked a little bit about your decision to come back earlier. I'm wondering, what do you remember about the day that you made that decision, and was there anything specific that you remember that was just like, I need to come back?
Well, first off, we came off a great season, and to me, I felt like, well, I know for a fact that this season is going to be special as well, and it's something that I want to be a part of, and I want to keep being a part of this Georgia Bulldog legacy as long as I can.
Terry, with the season right around the corner, describe what your game day's like at Sanford Stadium.
I mean, it has me speechless every time I walk out that tunnel because there's no better fan base than Dog Nation. I mean, you go out through that tunnel with the Bulldog right there, the smoke, you bust through the banner, and you look into the stands, see red and black. I mean, it can't get any specialer than that.
What's your favorite game day tradition?
Oh, I probably have to say whenever I come out the tunnel and bust through the banner and go to the other end zone to get a pregame prayer in.
Football and tailgating sort of go hand in hand. Describe what your ultimate tailgate would be, you know, food, music, games.
Well, my tailgate, it'll be kind of, you know, like a home. I have like an RV out there, a tent set up. You know, this TV, you can have your PlayStation, Xbox, whatever you want to do for the kids. But the adults will be on this side watching the game, having their grill going. I mean, it'll be like a cookout at the house.
Terry, how often does your one-handed touchdown catch get brought up to you? Does it still get brought up?
Yeah, it still get brought up. It gets brought up a lot.
Is it mostly in class? Guys just...
I mean, to be honest, it's all around campus, or even when I go back home to my hometown, they're still talking about it. But to me, it's like I said earlier, it's like an ordinary catch to me.
When you were first recruited at Georgia, did you know right away you were going to mostly play wide receiver, or did you think there was a chance you'd be on defense too?
Well, to be honest, everywhere they recruited me, they wanted me to play both sides. But Georgia actually took me in and was like, okay, this is what we're going to do with you. They actually set out a plan for me, and I knew right then and there, this is where I wanted to be.
When you're in a setting like this, and how far from your hometown do you feel? Because you're what, 3,000 people or something?
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy because it's such a small town, but to be able to put them on the map and do the things that I've done for my city, I mean, it means the world to me because a lot of people, like I said earlier, a lot of people don't know about LaGrange, Hogansville, Columbus, things like that. But it's a lot of talent down there, and hopefully they're getting the recognition that they need.
Terry, no offense to Austin Peay, but do you guys start thinking about South Carolina yet, just because it is the SEC opener for both of you?
Oh, no, sir. We always think about Austin Peay because they're the next game. We never look past them, never look past anybody. We always think about who's the next opponent.
Without looking past Austin Peay or thinking about the South Carolina game, what are your impression of the Gamecocks from your experiences with them and what you know this year?
I mean, just over the years, me playing them, they've always been a great team, and we know every chance we get to play them, they're going to give us their best, and that's what the same thing we have to do.
Terry, are there any players that kind of flew under the radar that have made improvements in practice in Austin?
Well, to be honest, all of them. I mean, everybody on that team has improved themselves since last year, the season ending, and just this summer, this spring, everybody's going out there working hard, trying to be the best player they can be, and put his team in the right position.
What games do you think will be the biggest test on the schedule?
All of them. But the next biggest one will be Austin Peay because that's the next one.
Terry, talk about the preparation after a loss. So you guys lose to Auburn, you came back in the SEC championship, you beat them. Now you have that loss to Alabama. What is the preparation that Kirby Smart gives you guys in order to kind of forget about that loss and move over to the next game?
Pretty much it's all about your mindset. If you dwell on the past, then the next team has already defeated you because you're thinking about that last loss. If you're a true competitor, you want to put that in the past and just build on to what you got coming up next. And whoever's the next team, hopefully they'll get your best.
Talk about your running back, DeAndre Swift. You know, he's now carrying the load for Sonny and Nick Chubb leaving now, so now he's taking that workload. Talk about him and his skill set.
I mean, Swift, he's a great guy. I mean, and an athlete, he's a heck of an athlete. I mean, that guy, he can do anything. He can catch passes, run it, whatever you want him to do. But, I mean, comparing him to Nick and Sonny, there is no comparison because those are three different type of running backs. But whenever we have him back there, we know he's going to make a great play.
Obviously, the goal is obviously to move forward, but considering how the game ended last year, do you guys like another crack in Alabama?
I mean, sure. For any true competitor, you always want to get back at that team, but that's not our mindset. Our mindset is to take forth with this season coming up and try to build onto this season.
What have the workouts and competition been like with your fellow wide receivers this offseason?
They've been very competitive. I mean, that's every position. We're always trying to compete, trying to make one another better, and it's all competition and love and game at the end of the day.
Terry, you're playing at LSU this year. What have you heard about the experience of playing in Death Valley, and how excited are you for that?
I've heard that it's going to be a loud stadium, and it's Death Valley. They said it can get rowdy. But, I mean, I'm excited to go down there because it'll be my first time down there, and hopefully we come out with a W.
What are the wide receivers in the league and the NFL that you look at, pattern your game after, take cues from, watch their work habits?
Some of the guys I look at is like Antonio Brown, Odell Beckham, Jarvis Landry, those type of guys, because I know I'm not the biggest or the fastest, but I know there's some tools that I can work on and build my tool belt to where a defender will never know what route I'm running and things like that.
Terry, you have a road game at LSU, South Carolina, and 2 others on the schedule. Is there one visitor locker room that you just really don't like?
To be honest, I mean, not really, because I'm not really there for the locker room, I'm there for the game. But whoever has the best locker room, I mean, hands to them, because some teams want to put your visiting team in the worst locker room possible, try to mess up their heads. But I mean, some of them have pretty good facilities.
Justin Fields, who does he remind you of, being another college quarterback or pro quarterback? And what are things that he's done so far there that has really caught your eye?
I'm not going to compare him to anybody yet because my comparison is kind of crazy, but the things he's done, it's been amazing. I mean, just for him to come in as a freshman and show the talent that he has and try to become the leader that he know he can be, I mean, it's amazing because he's maturing every day, and it's amazing to see him grow up like that.
Is there an example you can give? Something that really shocked you during the spring ball?
Well, to be honest, he's a lot faster than I thought. He was out there kind of running away from guys sometimes and just showing off his arm strength. And I mean, it's amazing for a guy to go to the right side and throw back all the way to the left. As a freshman, I mean, you don't see that too often.
What are your battles like with DeAndre Baker? Sorry, what are your battles like with DeAndre Baker?
I mean, at the moment they're fierce, but at the end they're all love and game at the end because we know we're competing and making each other better. And the more I do to him, it makes him better, and the tougher he gets with me, it makes me better. So it makes the game a whole lot easier because we know we're two great competitors going at it every day.
What's it like, I mean, going into your last year? I mean, that's got to feel weird for you a bit to already be at this point.
I mean, yeah, it's going into my last year, it's kind of shocking because, to be honest, I kind of blinked and woke up into my senior year. It still feels like I just got to Georgia, but I mean, it's been amazing. It's been one great ride. I mean, it started off bumpy, but now things starting to smooth out and pave its way out.
What's the biggest difference between you as a football player from 3 years ago at this point to now?
Basically, just me maturing and being able to buy into what Coach Smart has brought over to this organization. And that maturing part, it's going to take some time. Like if you come in as a freshman, you just want to, you're here. You want to be a freshman, hang out, have fun, things like that. But it's going to take time to mature. And some guys are, hopefully they don't learn the hard way, but it may show.
Talk about being a senior and working with some of the younger wide receivers. What do you think of J.J. Howard?
J.J. Howard, he's a great kid, and just as far as the athlete, he's a great athlete. I mean, it's just going to take time for him to get out there and show his ability, and for coaches to trust him and us to trust him. We trust him, and once we put him out there, we know he's going to make a play for us, whether it's a slant, a deep ball, or whatever.
I feel like he's made some strides this offseason.
Oh yeah, I mean everybody on the team has made strides. We're improving ourselves each and every day, and he's just out there working hard, just like everybody else trying to improve his game.
You just picked up another receiver. Is there always room for another guy?
Oh yeah, I mean that room there, we're always open arms. We're taking anybody we can because it's just adding more tools to our tool belt.
What do you think about the Auburn-Georgia game?
Which one?
Both of them, and then like the rivalry altogether.
Okay. The first one, I mean, it was kind of, they beat us, and it was kind of upsetting, but it was a wake-up call for us, and we knew, like, once we got back into that locker room and on the bus that, okay, our masters are, no one else is going to beat us like that. Like, we don't deserve to be beat like that, and it was kind of a sick feeling for us, and it kind of woke us up. But that rivalry, I mean, it's a great rivalry. I mean, at the end of the day, it's all love and games, but during that time, it's kind of neck chopping. I mean, everybody's at each other's necks, but at the end of the day, we're all friends and we all love this game, so it's nothing more to it.
Terry, when you went to Georgia, you guys were hoping to do great things, and now how have y'all adjusted? Players like yourself who've been there for 4 years, adjusted to the fact that people are pursuing you, you're not the hunter, you're the hunted now, but being defending SEC champs and all that sort of thing.
Well, a lot of y'all been saying we're the hunted and not the hunters, but in our mindsets, we're still the hunters. We never want to be the top dog going into a game or anything like that. We always want to have that mindset as if you're the underdog, you have to come out on top, and we're going to fight from the bottom regardless.
Terry, do you ever look at Jonathan Ledbetter and think about the journey, the personal journey he's made from where he was as maybe a sophomore to where he is as a senior leader, and what does that just say about that guy?
Oh yeah, I mean, well, I've been knowing Jonathan Ledbetter since like high school. We met through recruiting, and to see him go through some of the troubles he went through, and then to just overcome them and be here, be a face of Georgia, and be the player and the person he is. I mean, it goes to show what type of family he has behind him, what type of backbone he has, and what type of character he has, because he's overcome that and became the guy he is today.
What kind of an example is he for some of the other guys that on your team that might be going, down the same path?
I mean, that example he said, it's amazing because if a guy gets in trouble, some guys don't know how to bounce back, and he's proven that you can bounce back from some things that you may make as a freshman or a sophomore, some decisions, some bad decisions. And it goes to show that you can overcome them and become the face of Georgia or be the face of wherever. It's just hard work and pays off.
Have you snuck a peek at the new home locker room? Is that going to be worth a couple points for you from here?
I haven't seen a sneak peek yet, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna wow us.
What have you heard? What do they have there? Is it going to wow you? You got like a saucer of ice cream machine or something?
I'm not sure. I have to see whenever they open it for us, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be an eye-opener.
Terry, you guys play Missouri at the end of September. What are your sort of impressions on their defense last year?
I mean, everybody we play is going to give us their best, so we're not going to overlook any defense. I mean, they always have a great defense, and we know we got to give them our all as offense, and they're going to give us their all. So it's just the better man wins.
Yeah, last year you guys were able to be really successful against your defense. What did you guys do last year that really helped you guys kind of rally?
I mean, just became that Georgia downhill, hard-nosed football that we know we can beat. And once we establish our run game, I mean, that opened up the passing game. So it's all about our decisions and our play calling.
As a leader, what are some things that you do, especially in the off-season, not that there is an off-season, to hold players accountable?
I mean, just, you know, some schools have all, like, summer classes and things like that, so we put that into perspective. Whatever you do in the classroom or in study hall is going to relate to this field. If you miss study hall or not going to class or doing bad in classes, we're going to handle you over here because we know this is what's going to hurt you the most because everybody that plays football loves this game. And if you take that game away from them, it's going to hurt them really bad. So we just punish them over here to make sure everything over here is right.
When you were younger, who was somebody that did that with you?
Malcolm Mitchell. He took me under his wing. Him, Isaiah McKenzie, and Reggie Davis. They all took me under their wing and showed me the ropes.
Terry, everybody says that they're over, the way the national championship ended. For you, when did that moment sink in where you were finally at peace and you were able to kind of turn the page and move on to next year? Or has it happened yet?
That ended right after the game ended. I mean, it was kind of sad in the locker room, but after we got on the bus and got back to Athens to the facility, everybody that was returning or knew they was returning kind of switched their mindset to, okay, we got to prepare for next year. We got to go into the spring ready. We got to go into the spring hard and just practice hard as we can.